Camera down, please.
We're on a public street. We're just asking you just reaction about these conditions.
That's the reaction we got when we approached Sergeant Brian Linhart at the U.S. Army Cadet Corps with photos inside these evacuated buildings.
You're attacking me.
I don't think this is attacking at all. I'm just showing you photos.
Officials here were shocked by last week's evacuation, saying Rankin and McIntyre buildings were up to code to their knowledge.
Do you think that it's safe for the cadets to be staying where there's live wires hanging down in damp conditions?
Well, none of our cadets were staying in any of these areas that you're showing me pictures
Well, they
of.
were here though.
Yes.
But the fire marshal says common sense should have told them that the buildings were not safe.
And this is some of the worst conditions I've ever seen. There were live electric lines throughout the breaks in between the windows next to the beds.
When looking through all 21 photos, the sergeant still claimed the cadets were safe.
If you know you're under renovation, why do you have cadets staying in buildings that are under renovation?
Because at the time, ma'am, the building inspectors that we've been working with gave us no indication that any of our people would not be safe.
We were told those were energized wires that were hanging there.
The fire marshal has a different story, saying back in 2009, the state advised them not to occupy these buildings.
Reiterated with that again 3 weeks prior to our arrival on our complaint and advised not to be in the structures. They chose not to heed those warnings.
So what's next? The fire marshal gave them until today to make some sort of progress.
If it means that we eventually may have to tear down one of these buildings in order to move forward, then unfortunately we may have to take that step.
Officials will be checking up on that this Friday. In Millersburg, Jerica Insko, WKYT.